Hi there, hi everybody. So I'm a little bit later today. I do apologise, I've got Andrew home today, so I was eating some lunch. But I'm here now. Wait a minute, and let me just adjust the settings, make sure you're all okay. Hey Imogen. Okie dokie. Right. Hey Kenny, and before you ask, I have not bashed my head because of my choice of book. I know that it's not my usual, but I promise you I have not bashed my head. Okie dokie. Hiya. Hi Ray. Hi. Oh, good. It's going so quick. Hiya Isabel. Hi Lou. Hi Cassandra. Joan. Gia. Hey Louise. Hi everybody. Joanne. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Happy Saturday, everybody. Hi Heather and Pat. Hi everyone. Happy Saturday. Okie dokie, Pamela. Hi Melody. But yeah, I looked at it and I thought, they're going to think I've lost the plot or bashed my head, one or the other. I know, Desiree. Oh my gosh. Hi, Gary. Hi, Michelle. Hey, everyone. Hey, Loretta. Hi, Mum. Hi, Essie. Wow, there's lots of you today. Dally, Charlotte. Welcome. Welcome. Yeah, we're going to do something. I want to use watercolors today. I was going to do a marker stream. I was going to do Copic stream. But I'm going to save that to next week. Hey, Sharon, our superhero. Hi, Unicorn. Kenny. Hey, everyone. Wow. Lots were here before me. I was late to my own stream. Hey, Kathy. That's okay. You lurk away, darling. I don't mind lurkers. Lurkers are just as valuable. Anyone else I may have missed? Hey. Right. So today I have gone with bashing. Hey, Brittany. Good to see you, girl. I haven't seen you in a while. I haven't bashed my head. I have genuinely felt to put some watercolours in here, and there's a reason. Hey, yes, of course. It is Mother's Day tomorrow there. Happy Mother's Day to you all for tomorrow. Hey, Helly. Hey, everyone. Yeah, I really wanted to break this book in. I do like this book, and I know I don't like colouring animals, but these are a bit different because they're not like fluffy mice. Ah, thank you, two sisters. Thanks for joining us over here. I hope you have fun. Okay, so I am going to do... Hi, Rosetta. Hi, everyone. Okay, so this book is pretty dark, isn't it? It's pretty dark line art. Let's make sure I'm all in the screen for you. And I think it's perfect for watercolours. I really do. And I think it's quite... If we do watercolour and some pencil, I think we can achieve a picture in a string. And I really wanted to see how they work on this paper. If it doesn't work, we'll know. And I think it's cute. And I'm not going to be working out the fluff. I don't think it needs it. And because they're quite heavily line arted, is that a word? It's a word now. Hey, Pat, spicy Pat. Because it's quite heavy line art and quite dark black, I thought that it would give us a bit of a head start so that we can do part of it, and then other parts is already done for us with the black. Hi, Victoria. Yes, I love it, but I haven't done anything in it, so we're breaking it in. We're breaking it in. So I was looking through here, and there's actually quite a few that I wouldn't mind doing. And as I said, I don't think there is a particular method that we have to do with these mice apart from just colour them in. No, I haven't, and that's why I thought I haven't done anything in it. And Lavella is doing Colour Your Hoard, isn't she? And I thought this might be a good little stepping stone into getting something from your hoard of books. And let's see what we can do with it. Now, I do think it seems like it will take watercolour pretty well. So we will find out, won't we? We'll find out. So I wanted to do one along the lines of like this sort of size so that we don't have a huge mission on our hands. And I like the fact that with watercolour we can get quite a lot done on a page before anything else. Now, I was thinking one mouse, not three. That's a nice one. Hi, Sean. And I'm thinking that I want to do something quite simple and see how we get on, because it's a bit of a test of watercolors as well. You spilled your coffee. I hope not on anything. Hiya, anyone coming in? So I thought it would be a nice idea to try out some watercolors in this. Now, I quite like the frog. I don't know how anyone else is thinking. I was sort of drawn towards, hi Ruthie. I was drawn towards something like this as well, so that we can do a mini mouse and not a huge mouse. And also I quite liked this one because it's got 3 mice, but it's got butterflies and it's got flower and florals. But I quite like the frog. I think he's quite a catch. Quite like this one. Hi Susie. Hey Mousy Deb. Hi everyone. So, hey Acorn. The ones that I'm going to be using today are the Jane Davenports. I have got my palette here as well. We've got 2 Zig clean brush pens. And I quite like it all. First time catching live. Thank you for joining us, and I hope you have fun over here, Happily Ever Arts. I quite like that name. I like some of these names. They're really cool and catchy. So I thought maybe I'm going to have a little look. Let me just make double sure. It needs to be something achievable in a stream, because I don't want to walk away from a stream without doing the entire thing. We might put some pencil down to add in some details, but for the most of it, I think we're going to do it in watercolors. There's so many. They're so cute. I'm just having a look, guys. So just bear with me. Yeah, it is beautiful, isn't it? It's such a good quality in terms of just in general. Like the book is, it's nice. It seems like it's going to withhold and withstand a lot. But we'll put that to the test. Okay, so I'm just going to go for this guy because I want to do him. He is just calling me. He's a cutie pie. And I really, really like this book. And it's unusual for me. As I said, I've not bashed my head. I promise you. My head is still fully intact. I might have had my medication, which might have impacted my decision here. But I promise you, I am fully aware of what I'm doing for a change. Okay, so I have got the Jane Davenport sets in front of me. My favourite palette in particular is the Glitz C palette. These are really nice to put down. They mix really well. It is so nice. Remember, if there's anything for me in particular, pop it in caps. Hopefully it'll catch my eye if you're new to the stream. I didn't, Melody. That's a good point. Andrew, will you do me a favour? Will you give me, you know those papers over there? The pinky ones, like as a pack. Can you grab me 3 pieces? Just 3 bits. The frog needs some love. Here, hold on. I have just printed out and rinsed my printer of ink with the new Hollow Moon. Have you seen them? Do you want flip throughs or have you seen them? The Hollow Moon art books. I've just printed off 2 of them, but they are really nice, but they're heavy grayscale. Very heavy grayscale. It's these ones. So if you've seen them, they're a PDF book. You can get I think you can get a normal edition of this. Hey Michelle, hey everyone coming in. But they are such a heavy line art. I don't know if you've seen it. I'll give you a quick flip anyway. But I'm planning on doing these with markers and pencils. And they are so nice. Hey Grace. It's really, some of them are very adult themed. Hold on guys, so sorry. It's an ink eater. Chip. He's telling the Amazon man off. Mum, I think that's your book. But they're really nice. Howdy, Shonda. Hey, Christina. So yeah, you can see some of them are quite revealing. I love this one. He reminds me of Game of Thrones. He really does. Carl. and the Dothraki tribe. That's really nice. Yeah, it's Amazon with Mum's book, I think, and a box. Okay, hold on. Jason Momoa, Carl. Yeah, Carl. It does look like him. So I printed off, and this is an ink eater. It really is. So if you're gonna print these off, it will print off. Take care, Isabel. Thanks for popping in. They do eat your ink, so beware. So I'm just giving you a quick little look, and then we're going to do some watercolouring because I really want to watercolour today. So they're really pretty, aren't they? I mean, I like these types, and I'll have a little look at the Amazon package after. So yeah, this is just all her information at the back where you can follow her and what it contains. It contains nudity, but beautiful. I love them, but they do eat your ink. Okay, so if you're new to watercolours, I'm fairly new to watercolours. I like to dibble dabble and play. I'm not a professional, so every time this is a colouring channel. But oh, Loretta, I print off the entire thing and just shove it in a book, you know, like a flippy book, so you can see them just in case, because I miss them. Oh yeah, you can mention the colouring group for her. Of course you can. Hi, Danny. Right, so I'm just going to show you how I use it. Everyone uses things differently. I'm just going to give you my little techniques. Now, the frog I'm going to do in some olives. I have got some greens here, but I want to wipe that all off. And you can also, sorry, just while you're around and about, can I have some kitchen roll, please? So you can just reactivate colours, and that's a good thing. Just spray them with a bit of water and it reactivates. So I'm going to use some of this for my greens. Now, no, Loretta. How are you, darling? Hi, everyone. Bridget, welcome over, all of you. Happy Saturday. I hope it's a good one before your Mother's Day over in the US. All right, so Glitzy has got some really nice greens, and I just mix up on my page here, my palette. You can brown things up a bit to make it a little bit more moss-like. I will zoom you in a moment. Don't forget, how I usually do things is that I will mix, wash, wipe off, and go again. Now, to add in depth of anything, you can just reactivate colours and add those in to make it like a moss green. So that's what we're going to do. Make it a little bit dull, a little bit dark. I'm going to mix in some brownie colours to that green. And I've got all three of the Jane Davenports, so I just have a little old time with them. I love them. So you can look at your palettes and see what you like. There we go. We've got a nice olive green going on. Okay, let's zoom it in. I am happy to do something in this book for a change. Right, so straight away I'm just going to cover my little guy here. Now, I have stuck some paper behind. Thanks for the reminder, Melody. And I'll see how this works on this book. This might not work, but we'll soon know. And that's why these streams are really good, because when you're trying something new out, you don't know if it's going to work first off. Now, I'm just going to put a very even coverage base over him. And then we're going to start to add in like a deeper green, some olives, some brownie colours, and go from there. But he just needs a base, and this is so quick. So if you're going to do some watercolour over anything, it's so super quick. So we're going to have a good old time just creating this frog with some watercolours. Now I'm going to go in with some of the detail with some pencils. And there we go. We can get just the coverage over and start going, hi, Lulu. So we just get some coverage on him. So his legs can be a little bit more dark. Let's just get some down. And then we'll go from there. Now, don't worry about being completely neat, because at this point it's not supposed to be. And then we'll start to layer up. So I have got a dryer for him to dry in between layers, and then we're going to start to really layer up with stuff. I really fancied doing something in here. And as I said, before you ask, I've not hit my head. I know it's not a portrait and it's an animal. And 2 animals, in fact. But they're cute. And they're quite heavily line arted. So I do assure you that my head's intact. That's what I thought. As soon as people see this, they're going to think, is Sam feeling all right? Yes! So, yeah, we're going to go for it because why not? We're here on a Saturday. Now, I originally, because Andrew's home, he's never home on a Saturday, so we just had some lunch as well. I was a bit late. And I'm just playing it by ear today and on everything. I went to the dentist yesterday, guys. How are you all anyway? How is everybody? Right, so now what I'm going to do is start bringing this to life with some colours. Yes, I think confidence in what you do. Even if it doesn't turn out amazing, it doesn't matter. Right, I'm going to come over to these. Now, all this is a mix of greens and browns. So we're going to start to drab some of this in. Now, I've done some frogs before. And I do a watercolour base and I go in with some pencils. Now, I like the brown tinge to these as well. I'm not oversaturating my page. Toads are quite warty, aren't they? And they're quite, what's the word I'm looking for? They've got like a browny tinge to them as well. So I am feeling like this is going to go how I've got it in mind anyway. I hope so. So if you ever need to add any more water to anything, just get one of your misters. Well, I just think for anyone who doesn't have the confidence with the tools, it takes time to come, and if I can do it, you can do it. And I say that all the time. You know, if I can pick up a brush and try something, anyone can. Because my one media that I am confident with is pencils. And anything else is secondary. But if I can come on and try something out, then anyone can do it. So I'm going to go for some browns on this part. So I'm going for a mix of browns and greens. And the good thing is you can mix it all together. Okay. So I'm going to have a look. Remember, if there's anything for me, sticking kits. Otherwise, I'm just going to continue and look up every now and then. Because I want to try and get one done today and see what we can do. Now, I won't put the dryer to it yet until I've got a base down that I'm happy with. And then we'll go from there. So my brush is, let's say, damp. It's not soaking wet. We'll get some colour down. Are you all good? Have you all got plans for tomorrow? Those of you that's celebrating, or your sons and daughters taking you out? Okay, let's put some green on this. Let's go for a brightish green on the underneath. Okay, and then drag some browns into that. So I want him quite... Have you seen the toads in the gardens here in the UK? So we've got these toads and they're like an olive green and they've got quite a brown tinge to them in our gardens. I saved one and we called him Clarence. And we had him indoors for a few days. I think it was quite a while. My mum will tell you. It sort of hopped and it was upside down in my door. And I thought he'd died and he hadn't. So we saved him. I gave him food, gave him water, and I nursed him back to life. And I released him back in the wild. And he was like this really nice combination of colours. Oh, nice, Victoria. Lulu, it is the Zig Clean Brush Marker in the yellow. Yeah, Michelle, I'm like that. I'm just like, try it. If it doesn't all go well, it doesn't matter. We've learned from it. And I say that all the time. You know, I used to get so, not mad at myself, but I did used to get a little bit disheartened. And I think, I don't want to try that again. But, hey, we all do it. I'm going to have to put these so you can see what I'm doing. So that's just the green over there. That's a mini mister from Ranger. And they're really good and really handy. And then just have some paper towel handy as well. You're welcome. If there's anything and I miss it, I'm sorry. I don't, you know, I'm trying to catch. I hope I catch what you're saying. Okay, so I'm going to put some greens. I'm going to mix back to a bit of the brown. And just try and mix it all together. Because don't forget, we're going to come with some pencils for details after. At the moment, you can't overwork the paper because it's pretty wet. So just go with the amount. You can kind of tell if they start to get some peeling on your paper, that's when to pull back just in case, because obviously it will just go kaput and you don't want that. So you can just kind of mix the colours together. Oh. So I'm just doing a mix between the green, wipe off, come to my brownie green, come back in. And this will look totally different by the end, but don't forget, it starts with a base. So when we're going to deepen up this part, I've got like a dark brown here. And I'm just going to sort of plant a little bit into his mouth here. Not too much, not too wet. So wipe off and just kind of plant in a bit more. And then what the real test will be is when we put pencil down as well. Because if it starts to peel, we know that it's not going to work together. If it doesn't, then we've been successful. Okay, let's put some green in on that. Let's put them down on his little warts, a warty toad. And then we'll start to base down on everything else before we go in with any pencils, etc. So I've got to do these as well. So let me just make sure. Okay, let me come back to chat. Oh, you did the Pentel ones are meant to be really, really good. Hi, Sky. That's okay. Thanks for joining us. Good to have you. The Pentel ones, Lulu, I have not tried. I must admit. They look pretty good. And they look... I'm going to have to move these guys. Do you mind? They look pretty good. And I've not tried them yet. I'm going to put these up here. But I'm so happy with how the zigs work that I've always sort of gone to them. Let me bring you down so you can see. Are you all good in your screens? Can you see exactly what I'm doing and what I'm mixing? As long as you can see in your screens. Okay. Yeah, I've always enjoyed these. I think they've always been really, really good for me. They've always worked for me. And the good thing is when they do start to sort of fray, because you know the ends won't stay so pointy, I've always got a backup. And that's a good thing to do. Is just buy two of the same size that you like to use. And I prefer to use this size. So that when this does start to fray and start to fan out, you can just dispose of one and grab your next one and then order in your spare again, so that you've always got a backup of your favorite one. They're not expensive. They're usually between sort of £3 and £4 of money. I don't know in dollars, about $5 I should imagine, but they've always had the sort of test of time with me. Oh, it's the Mouseguard book. I'm so sorry. Hey, Elizabeth. Yeah, we're starting with a watercolor base, and then we'll add all our details in with some pencils after. I'm going to go for the polys today, because I haven't used the polys in a while, and I always use Prismas, and I really like the polychromos. I've just not used them for a while, so that is what we're going to do. We're going to use them. So we're just getting a good old base down here on Mr. Frog, and then we're going to get a base down on everywhere else, so that we've got something to work with. Okay, so I'm also going to stick some of this orangey colour in, because I think I did that when I did it in pencil. Not this image, but another one. Now my image is drying up a little, which is good. So I'm just going to put a tad of the colours. Now you can layer up a bit and just brush it into the rest of the colours. So I'm going to get some of the green and kind of just pan that out a bit. Now, if you want to add any more green, just go for it. You can't go wrong because you can always change the colour as you go along. And let's add some of that orange colour here coming down. And we've got a base on. Now, don't forget, your stuff's going to look totally different as it dries. Always will. Okie dokie. Enjoy your lasagna. Hey, Amberly. Good to see you. If anyone's coming in, you probably when doing some details or use the watercolour base. Do you know, Joanne, I would say they're okay. They're a bit hard, but they do work. It just got to make sure this is completely dry. So once it's dry, you should be fine. But just anything, test it out. Test it out, because you can't really go wrong once you've tested, because then you know for future reference. But different papers work different. So I've tried it before and it's sort of split the paper, and then I've tried it again and it's worked. So it's all different. Right, so we've got that done on here. All these are going to be like a yellow. So in the, what colour, what one's this one? This is the bright palette. There's some yellow. So I'm just going to grab some of that. It's really bright, so we're going to tone it down, because that's like a luminous yellow. So in the glitzy palette, there is some of this like a, hold on, let's get this going. There's like a orangey colour, so we'll try and mix that together a bit. Make like a corny like orangey colour here. There we go. And then if we need to tone it down even more, we can grab like this kind of tone and put that beside. So you can have a mix. So that's what we're going to do. We'll have a mix to go from. So look, we're going to have like an orangey colour going into this sand colour, and we're going to put those on these long bits coming up. Yeah, gesso, but I've never done gesso. Hey, Becky. That's okay. That's all right. So whilst we're doing this, whilst we're waiting for Froglet to dry, we're going to bring in some of these colours. Now, see, that's quite bright, isn't it? So you can tone it down with some sand. And we can layer up. So I'm just going to put the sand over, the sandy colour over the entire thing. And then even we can grab that one and just lay it in a little bit. So it's up to you. It's your picture. It's your picture. You can do what you want. You can add in what you want. Thank you. We'll get there. This is just bases. This is just bases. Right. So that's what we're going to do. Okay. So I'm not in chat for a second, everybody. I'm just going to wipe off, add the sand, bring the sandy colour up, get some of this one on here, wipe off, drag down a bit, wipe off, and just make sure that it kind of all merges in. So we've got some colours going on. Hold on. Is that better? Can you see what's on the page all right? Hey, Kimmy. Anyone that I have missed, I hope you're all good and well. Okay, so back to this colour. And the background we can do in a nice, bright, vibrant blue. Sort of do that coming out. But we do that last. I always do my backgrounds last. I don't know why. Some people do it the other way around. I've always had the opposite way. That's just what works for me. always been that way. Okay. So we'll try and get as much of this done today. If I can, I want to get it all done. If not, I don't think I'll continue in another stream because we've still got Momo to finish and we've got our skin to do and we've got so many things. But I really wanted to do a relaxing one today because, to be honest, I'm getting a little bit concerned at the moment over everything that I'm seeing and reading, and it just put me a little bit in a not sad, just it did affect me a little bit. I don't want to bring it in, but yeah, we'll just leave it at that. So I really wanted to have today to just be a relaxing one for all, and we'll use some watercolors because they're not something I use often in streams. So that's what we're doing. So all I'm doing, as you can see, is going from one color to the other. So I'm going for this kind of color to the sandy color. And then when I come back, I can get this little, it's like a brownie color to bring in. And sort of plant some in so we've got a little bit of a separation between everything. So if I sort of tilt it in a moment, you'll be able to see. Yeah. So brown into those sticks. And then we'll bring in a little bit more of the sand. There we go. And then we get some more of that brown, and we'll just continue that pattern. So if I turn that for you, that's okay, sweet. There we go, look. So if I turn that, can you see, like, so it's just a different color combination going on. So it's not just flat, we've got a few colors in there, and that's the kind of way that we're going to go. So we'll continue with that. We've got this yellow, we've got the brown, and we're going to continue with just doing that over all of those because we're going to bring in all the detail with the pencil, but this will do a lot of it for us. Okay, I'm not in chat today and I feel so bad. It's one of those where you're fine talking amongst yourselves, but if there's anything that you want me to answer, I'm more than happy to. Just pop it in caps and I'll see it. I'll see it. Well, I hope I'll see it. So we got, let's re-wet that one. So if they dry out, hey, activate. It does the job. Hey, Lizette. I have got sparkly stuff, but not on you yet. The paper is really good. It's withholding everything at the moment, so that is good. Okay, so I'm working from furthest to here. The reason why is because you'll drag your sleeve into everything. So it's good to just put down the colour and we will work with it once we've got the colour down on paper. So we get for a little bit more. Hold on, let's go for, that can go in there a bit more. So yeah, it is so nice to do something a bit different. But as I said, it's going to look totally different. Once you start to add, you'll see the depth of the coloured pencil. Now, I truly think you can have watercolour just as it is. We know that. But I truly think once you add pencil into the mix, it completely transforms and changes the look of the entire thing. It's like it finishes it off. It's like we were waiting for that part. You'll agree? I love watercolor as it comes in general, but I do think that it really does set off what we were trying to sort of make pop off a page, and this gives us a good starting point, and it really does get the mix of colors on the page. But I do think it gives us such a depth. You're so sweet. Thank you, Penny. It's not on the paper yet. We can. So last question. Do you pick the same colour, a darker or a lighter? I am going for, so I'm picking the same. Yeah. Then I'm going to the dark and adding that to mix into. So going for some on bits. Wipe off, go back to light and sort of merge that out. So it's got a blend. That's all I'm doing. So I'm picking a mixture of darks and lights, and you can go either way, Tanya. I don't think there's a right or wrong. Everyone's got a slightly different way of doing stuff. So if I get my brown, you can sort of add that in, and it really does make a difference. So if I show you and I tilt, can you see where the light and darks have gone? It kind of merges now. Hey, hi Samantha Jansen. Thank you. They do. Thank you so much. So we are, anyone that's joining us, welcome over to Samantha. She's joining with our first live. It's nice to have you here. And it's so quick and easy to quickly put a base down. So that's why I'm doing it. It gets us a big head start, because otherwise if I did this all in pencil, we'll be doing this over 2 live streams. So, pencils, I would go from my darkest, Tanya. Darkest first. Right, our little mousy friend here. So I'm going to choose a grey. So in the neutral palette, we've got this gorgeous grey here. So I'm going to put that down here. But I want a light grey to a dark grey. So I'm going to go first of all with just the grey, with no black in there yet. Okay, so just drag your water down, wet that right up, and let's go for just a coverage of him. So he is this little fella here. So if you want to just tone that down in any way, just wipe off and drag the pigment. Make sure your brush is quite wet. So he's got a nice little coverage. So he's got his little paws are going to be pinky. I'm going to leave those for like a pinky colour. So we've got this like salmon here. We might go for that. I have to go and refill my water brush, I think. So we've got this little salmon colour that I've got some pink in. There we go. So we can make sure that his little paws are pink, because he's cute, and his tail. So let's go for a little bit more of a brighter pink on there. Yeah, right, so let's go back to our grey. Hey Victoria, you're welcome. Ask anything, Tanya. As long as I can help, I will do. If I don't know, I will say I don't know. I will never blag it. I will tell you if I'm not sure or who I think you can go over to that might know. Right, inside this ear, I'm going to go for this salmony colour. So I'm going to add a little bit more into that. And I'm going to just put a coverage over. Yeah. And then in the very middle, we can add some pink into that there. And just deepen up and just add it out. So can you see the difference in colours? It's so great. Bear with me. I just need to refill my brush. It's already run out of water. I didn't realise it was only half full. Bear with me. That's it. I just needed to put some water in it. Hi, Christine. Good to see you. I have not done anything in it, Christine. So, you know me, I said I have really not bashed my head. This is a Zig detailer. Everything and anything I use and products and anything like that, I will put in the description after. This is a Zig detailer. This is the yellow one, which I think is the medium. However, you can buy a purple one, which is slightly larger, and a blue one, which is slightly smaller, this one. Okay, so let's go for our grey again. So grey's on the fur. And then we're going to deepen up some of it, but we're just putting down as much as we can Let's go through his little face here because he's so cute. But we are just watercolor basing at this moment in time. So all over the ears. Now, would you say that's hay? We'll do that a bit brown, like a hay. Or would you say we should do that like a dark grass? I'm saying hay because he's got a leaf on his head. And we can use some of it in coloured pencil. We don't have to do the whole thing in that. Okay, so we're going to come to some black, which is this one, which is I think called Raven. And we're going to add a bit of depth. So when you're adding depth, you can just go around the edge and drag inwards very, very carefully so that it's still got a difference between light and dark. And you can tell that you've done it rather than it just be block. So again, you can come a little bit deeper. Hey Robin, hi everybody. So I know I'm working quite quickly, but we're just getting the base done. So I am just pulling some of that colour out that's darker and getting as much done as possible with this watercolour, especially in the gradient of colour as well. So yeah, we're just pulling some of that dark in. You can add some more. And again, on these little facial features here, especially underneath this leaf, add a bit more, wipe off, drag that colour down, wipe off, drag down, and again. Now his nose, we're going to add. Now he hasn't got one that has a line, but we're going to add it because he's cute. Hey Rochelle. Well, that is a good thing. You now got the day to yourself. Hi Katrina. Okay. Then we're going to get the dark part again. Drag, wipe, drag out colour, wipe, drag out colour. Now if I want to add a bit deeper, I'm going to go around, wipe off, drag it, wipe off, and drag. So you can see there's already a difference in, there's a tone, there's a light and dark, and that's the bit that I really like. So that we're achieving that already with just some watercolour on a page. We can come back to our frog. Our frog is actually getting dry now, which is good. Right, so you can see our little mousy friend has already got, he's got some character coming on. You see that? So he's got a difference in colour as well. So this is just watercolour so far. What am I going to do now? I want to put these in. So I'm just deciding, everybody. I'm just having a think. Now, I want a bright green. I'm just going to grab a pack of baby wipes as well. Thank you, Heather. I can't wait to put the pencil to it. I'm going to finish this today, come rain or shine. Okay, let's just grab some baby. Always need some baby wipes, it seems. Dee Dee taught me that, and it's true. But I've always used baby wipes for everything. Everything is so good for everything. Okay, so I'm just going to wipe off a colour that I don't need. Hey, anyone that's coming in, happy Saturday to you. And I hope life has been good to you this week. And today is going to be a very good day. Because that's what we like. All right. So what I'm going to do is grab this palette, which is the brights. Now I'm going to get my little, now this is still a zig detailer. I know I'm going to really try to be quick today, Cajun. I'm saying Cajun, I know you're Pat, and I know you're Spicy Pat. Spicy Pat. But it's just so everyone knows who I'm referring to. Right, so I'm going to get a really bright green here. No, it's not going to, we're not going to keep it that bright, but I need that as an undertone. So we've got a bright one. And is that a green? Yeah. So we're going to mix up the colour a little bit today. Let's get a nice bright green going. Let's get a bit brown in there. So quite like that colour. Right, and then we need a light green. So we're going to go for this one, and we'll get some, what we're going to get in there. We'll get that yellow, and we'll tone that down like that. Okay, so we've got 2 greens, yeah? Which spot? Am I missing something? Is it here? That one? Is it this one? I can't wipe it. It's like, it's ink. It's there you go. It's ink. I can't do anything. Okay, so I'm going to go for that light colour, and I'm just going to put a whole green over this here. It's ink or paint. It's mermaid marker. That's what it is. It's mermaid marker. Okay, so I'm putting the whole thing down. Don't hate me. Yeah, it's the Mouseguard. You are correct. Okay, so we're going to get the darker one now. Don't hate me. I've got ink on my table. It's funny. That's why I call you Hawkeyes. You really are. I don't notice these little things, but then again, my head is seriously on the page to hurry up today. I really want to get this achieved with you so you can see what things can look like with both mediums down. Put some Posca over it. Lizette, you're a genius. You're a genius. Hold on. There you go. Lizette, you are a serious genius there. It's gone now. Oh my gosh. Okay, so I'm going to put a little bit darker in on this. And just get this one. So I'm going from the glitzy. I'm just adding. We're just adding bits more and more. So we're going to go for a bit darker there. There we go. Nice colour. Nice deep colour. You guys are funny. I would not have seen that. It's because it's my thing I put. It's not actually on my table. It's that white sheet that I put down. I've just bought a whole pack of them. So we'll have a nice clean one coming very soon. I just bought a whole pack of A1 papers for the background so that we can test out mediums and stuff anyway on them. And they're on their way. So we'll have a nice clean one. Okay, so can you see the difference now? What I'm going to do is add a touch of like a brownie colour because you know in leaves you have it where the change. So I'm going to add that in as well. So just like it has that tiny tinge where it starts to go brown. You know what I mean. In the autumn and stuff, it starts to change. And bearing in mind, he has picked this off a tree. So it's going to start to turn. It's not going to be bright green. I'm going to add that in. As I said, your picture, you can imagine it as you want it. So you've got a story in your head. My story is that his leaf's going to start to turn brown. So I'll show you. So if I bring that up, you can see it's going to start to turn brown. Now, don't forget, this is still in progress. We've still got to add all the detail and deepen and depth and yeah. Right. All this at the bottom is going to be green, I think, but we're going to do like a bright green. So we'll add that in. And we're just going to go for it because we need to get it down on paper so we can start to add pencil. So we're going to go bright. Let's go all over. And this is just watercolor for now. Okay. And we'll check the back as well after. We've got to run this with a dryer straight over just to make sure. And then we're going to do that like straw. And let's put some, there we go. So we've got a nice colour going on. So I'm going to do that over all this part as well. Just like a wash. It's a wash for now. Let's do a wash over the entire thing. Let's get that down. Okay, so I'm going to work quick with this bit and then I can focus more on you guys and pencils. So let's just get this wash down. If there is hold down. Good thing is you can lift colour up a little bit. Because it's watercolour, you can lift it. Can you think, have you ever seen me work this quick? I don't think I have. I think I'm usually so slow, so behind. I've never worked this quick. So this is quite good for me. All right, what colour should we do his little outfit? Should we do him blue? Do him a royal blue. Yay, Pickle, you borrowed it for a day. I'm not giving it back. I quite like the go gadget hands. So I think I'm going to go for like a royal blue because he's like a royal to me, and I think I'm going to go for that. The rest I think we're doing pencil. Oh, I've missed a little strand out. Lou, you're supposed to be my hawk. Okay, so I really want him a royal blue. So there's this colour and there's this colour. As I said, it's quite wet, the page, but it doesn't matter. Thank you, we'll get there. I can't wait to put pencil on him. I'm like itching now. Is that green or blue? That's blue. Okay, so we've got a nice dark blue. These are the blues we've got. So we've got these. Let's bring over. So that's going to be our lightest shade. And then we'll go for a bit darker. So let's get this one. And we'll get this one. And that's going to be our darkest, right? So let's go for those two. I think that's a nice shade. Yeah, I do. I like it, but I don't use it often. And I know that I can build up from here. Hold on. Let's just make sure we've got like a damp. Right. I do like watercolouring, but it's not my first choice. It's something that I like to do as a base more than a whole picture. However, I have done watercolour backgrounds when I take my time. But if I did a watercolour background, that is all I'm doing with it, you know. It's not I haven't done the whole picture with watercolour. I always use mixed media. I very rarely use just watercolour as it is. Very rarely. So I'm going to pick up some of this dark and I'm going to go underneath. Now if you want to go darker with anything, just add black, just a touch. And all that will do is shadow for you. It's like when we do it with our pencils, it shadows. So you can just grab your darkest and just get it started so that when you go with your pencils, it's half done or most of the way done for you. And all you've got to do is just finish it off. So just go to the middle with your light, pick up your dark, and just go where you want with it. Oh, there you go. Thank you. Thank you. This is why I love my hawky eyes. There we go. Thanks, Melody. Your honey just bought you a second monitor so you can watch streams and do my paperwork at the same time. Oh, how lovely, Pat. So lovely. So lovely. Right, his eyes. What colour eyes have Toad's got? Let's have a quick look. Toad eyes. Toad eyes. What a thing to Google. Toad eye colour. They're like oh, they've got a funny colour. They're like an orangey. Oh, that one's fun. Let's go for that one. Let me show you. This one's like an orangey brown. Let me show you. You see that? It's like an orange brown. Should we go for that? That's really weird. That is a really strange colour. Let's go for that one anyway. Okay, so we'll go for here. And we've got this kind of colour, which is red. So we'll tone that down with... Hold on. Let's tone that down with some yellow. That's like a fire orange. Hold on. And then we need some brown in there. So we'll go for... Let's put that there. Let's have a look at my colours. Let's go for that one there. Okay, let's mix this together and see what we can get. Oh, that's nice. I like those. Okay, let's go for those colours. So I'm going to go for this around the edge. We'll brighten it up. It's quite bright, isn't it? We'll go for a bit brighter, I think. Yeah, it's like, that's that right, isn't it? Hi, Honor. We're just watercolouring basing. We're basing, Honor. Because it's all about the base. It's all about the base today. Yes, Tilly, it is. So we're going to get some orange. We're just going to get straight orange, like no mixing. Just plant that in. And then we're going to get some pencils in on the mix very shortly. I'm going to do all that in pencil. No, I'm going to do the hay, actually. That's right, isn't it? Is that right? That right. Okay, so that is like a hay. So we're going to go for a ready hay. Let's go for a brown. Like that colour, I think. I'm just grabbing some that I might like. Yeah. Okay. So we'll go for that. That's about right. Let's go for that colour. So I'm just mixing. I'm going to reactivate these another time for something so that we save it. Because that's what you can do with any watercolour. You can leave it in your palette. You can come back to it. Colour mixing is amazing. So you can reuse. We can go for some black there at the corner a minute. We can just reuse. Let's just go for that on there. And just add that in. And then our basket just needs to be a tad. I'm going to do that as like a yellowy and a reddy one. There we go. Right, we've got our base going. Let's get our pencils, but I need to dry it off first. We've got a base. We've got a base. We have a base. I am so happy. Oh, take care, Sharon. Thank you for our superhero popping in. It's always good to see you. Have a great Mother's Day, and I will catch you very soon. Take care. Hi, Tammy G. Right, they were just bases, guys. Base. Now we're going to go with some pencil. I'm going to use polychromos today, and I'm also going to come back to my watercolour last to do our background, but we will leave the background till very last. So let's get our pencils. I might use a mixture. Should we use Polly's and Prisma's? We'll have a go, but I need to just grab the dryer and then I can start adding detail in. Okay, let's get the dryer out. Yeah, Christine, the Wish Warehouse is the wish list, but we call it a Wish Warehouse because the amount of stuff we end up sticking in it is like a warehouse. Let's face it, we have a warehouse by the end of our, whenever someone streams, something else goes in it, and then it ends up as a warehouse, doesn't it? Okay, hi Shara. So we're just going to dry this off, and then we're going to get some pencils in on this bad guy. I love this page. Okay, hi Tina. Anyone I've missed? I'm looking at the screen now. I was just trying to get this so quickly done so that we can do our pencil work. So that feels dry. It was dry, and it seems to have withstood. Let me check. Let me check for you. It seems to have yeah, look. There's a bit of buckling. That's the page behind, but hardly. There's hardly any buckle. But can you hear that? Okay, let's go for this now. So flatten your page down, and then let's get going with some pencil work. And I can actually read what you're saying now for a bit. All right, are we ready? So we use mixture. Yeah, I like them. They sound good. As I said, we're going to come back to our watercolor at the end. I think I'll start with frog. Our frog. Okay, let's go for the Polly's for now. And let's get, we need a black. We need some dark colours in on this. And then we need a brown. There we go. I'm just pulling colours. Right. You must have needed it. Okay, so I've got black. I have got chromium green opaque. This is polychromos. I have got burnt sienna. I've got pine green, and I have got cobalt green. Do you want me to go and grab the cards, or are you happy for me to say them out loud? Let me know before I start. I hope you feel better soon, Maddie. I know it's been a slug of a ride with this flu. I'm going to call it the never-ending flu because it's been plaguing you for so long. Say them out loud. Okay. So first off, I'm going to grab pine green, polychromos 267, and let's see how they go. Now, at the moment, they're feeling absolutely fine. There is no ripping the paper. It's not even an effort. There's no effort. So, do you want me to bring you down? You're going to go for a ride. There you go. Is that good in your paint? Is it good in your screens, guys? Just let me know. So, pine green. So, we're going to deepen this up a tad. Now, don't forget, our watercolor's done the majority and it's led the way. So we won't need to do too much, but it will just bring this whole thing to life, which is what we're looking for. So I'm going to now go over to my burnt sienna 283. And when you're mixing a brown and a green, you can just very lightly apply it in so that it kind of merges together and it's got that look. Because toads are they're not, I wouldn't say they're entirely green. And now chromium green opaque, and blend out that burnt sienna. So they're like a really mixed bag of colours. Now burnt sienna again, and just lightly apply it in. And it kind of just mixes it all. Now you've already got your browns in there, haven't you? And you can also bring that down onto his tummy. And very lightly just put it in. Watercolors have done all of this for you. Tammy, darling, this is the Mouseguard colouring book by David Peterson. And I've honestly not hit my head. I am doing an animal. And, hey, Joanne, yes, that's what I love to hear. I am doing an animal for a change because I realised that I have not done one for a while, apart from my last toad in Mythographic. But that wasn't on the channel. So I thought, you know what? Let's do an animal for a change. Okay, so this is just burnt sienna. And I'm just highlighting the warts, the warty toad. He needs a name. So he's the Mouseguard. Our toad needs a name. So just put in some of these warts in the burnt sienna. And you can also just, as you're going along, just add where you have seen that you've put brown already. So we've already got the brown from the watercolor, so just kind of add it in a bit with your pencil. And you can just go with the flow on this one. You can see where you want your colors to go. Todd. I like Todd. Let's call him Todd. Todd the Toad. That's like a limerick, you know, where you've got those tongue twisters. Todd the Toad. Say that out loud enough times and you'll get it muddled. Todd the Toad. Todd the Toad. It's one of those, you know, do you remember the tongue twisters when you were young and you used to have to try to say them? I always messed them up. I could never do them. Okay, I'm going to go over to my chromium green opaque. We're going to add a touch of light into this after, but at the moment we're just blending out colours. We don't want to add too much because it's kind of done for us, you know. Okay, so just blend that out a bit. I'm going to start to put a bit of life into this. Now this is going to be a blue background as well. No, thank you. Yeah, we're going to try and get there with him. We will get there with him. It takes some time, but we'll get there. Okay, so we're going to add a tiny bit of another colour that I love, which is May green. It's my favourite green of all greens. It really is. It's an amazing green. And that will go onto his sort of tummy area and into lighter areas that I want. So I'm going to grab that May green now, and I'm just going to add a touch of it here. So I am barely touching the paper because the watercolor base is down. We're just bringing the rest to life, so to speak. So let's just add a bit in so it comes a bit more to life. Thanks, Beth. And hi, Beth, if I didn't see you. That's because when we go stream to stream, we end up talking about the same things. Have you noticed? And things like follow you, Pickle. So it's the follow of the green, the mean green. Okay, then I'm just going to come over to my deep Colbert green, which is going to go on his back. So we're going to add a touch of this one in. And under here. Yeah, so as long as we've got a toad that's looking like a toad, I am fine. Just going to add a bit in there underneath. And his legs, frog legs. Do not tell the French. I am colouring a frog leg. Talking of, does anyone subscribe to the amazing Disney French channels? Oh my gosh, have you seen what those ladies do? I love them. And I know I can't understand them, but you don't need to with art because you can art is very visual, and colouring is visual, and colours are visual. So you can pretty much just follow or get an idea with a visual. Take care, Becky. There's a few, I can't think of their names off the top of my head, Cajun, but if you type in the Disney colouring pages, you'll find them. There's so many. There are so many amazing French channels out there. Like, there's a whole community of them, and I love them. I love them. I watch them all the time. V watches them too, because I've shared a link to V once, and she said, "Oh yeah, I love her. I watch her all the time." And I said, "Ah, these women are just incredible." And there's a nice guy, Bruno, as well. He's a French man. Chromium Green Opaque. Bruno Art Gallery, I think his name is. I like him as well. There are a couple of channels that I really enjoy. That I know, you know, it's because they are the language barriers that maybe we don't know about them too much or can't watch them. But I do think that being visual, you don't need too much. You can just follow. Or just watch for the enjoyment of it, you know. Okay, so it's come to life a little bit. Thank you. You watch the Asian one? Yeah, there's so many. There's a whole community. Okay, so he needs to have some of his greenness come down from that brown. So we'll bring that down so it comes down a little. Now, just make sure that it kind of all blends. Okay, now I want my black. Now, all the black I'm going to do is just make sure, you know, these warts, I'm going to go sort of round them to sort of highlight them a little bit and shadow them so that they stand out a bit. So just around the outer edge of them, just a touch. And you know these legs, I'm just going to shadow wherever they sort of land on so that it kind of stands out a little bit. So any black, it doesn't matter what black you've got to hand, just very lightly apply that so that it kind of gives that illusion of shadowing. And the same with kind of around his little nose here and the under the eye. Just a touch, you don't need much. Right, his eye. Hey Ashley, his eye needs an injection of something. Now we want something bright but not too bright so we can tone it down. I'm going to grab terracotta. And that's going to go on most of it. So this is polychromos for those joining us. And then I'm going to grab dark cadmium orange for the bright injection of the orange at the top. So back to terracotta. And I think those are kind of standing out a little bit more. Let's put that over there. Is that all in your page? Yeah, it needed something. Okay, what we might do is grab a Posca and just add a little, just a little touch. Okay, let's go for the next bit. I just fancied trying some watercolors in here today and seeing what that came out like. Okay, we need some indigo. We need some Prussian blue, and we need a nice blue like a phthalo blue. So let's go for our phthalo first, and let's blend that out. So you're hardly pressing down because watercolors helped you along the way. And then I'm going to grab my Prussian blue, and I'm just going to make sure that deepens up underneath. I just fancy trying something different. If it doesn't turn out right, we've had a good time. Okay, and then I'm going to grab my sky blue, to go around the furthest edge and blend that out. So it just deepens that up. That's okay, Heather, don't be sorry. And Danny, you have good days, ladies. Hey, Sky. Take care, everyone that's leaving. Thanks for coming. Happy Mother's Day. Have an amazing time. Truly hope you're spoilt rotten. Okay, let's get. Okay, we're going to get some burnt carmine on the very, very deep part. We're going to go for light purple pink to fade into a bit. And then cinnamon to fade out with. So it's just go back to my burnt carmine. I'm just going to deepen up that edge there. And all I'm going to do is with my black, I'm just going to add just a few little wisps coming up and out. So it just deepens his ear. Now we need some greys. I'm trying to work quite quick because we've still got quite a bit to do on it and I don't want to drag it out too much. Right, so we're going to get cold grey 5. I'm going to get cold grey 3 and cold grey, was that 6? 7, 6. What's V1? Help me out with Roman numerals. I don't know my Roman numerals. Okay, so I'm going to first grab number 5, cold grey 5. And then cold grey 3. And cold grey 5. And we will try and get him a little bit fluffy. So just with my hand, I'm just kind of going in a wispy movement with him. And underneath here, I'm just going to shade underneath this leaf. And I'm going to come to my cold grey 3 and just blend that out a bit. Take care, Gary. Bye, everyone that's leaving. Have a great day. Thanks for joining me. Okay, so we're just going to put that all in there. And then with your Posca, so you need a fine Posca before we move down on this little bit further around the edge of this tiny little creature because he's cute. And just apply it with, like I'm going in, just like I'm doing a jagged edge. And then I'm going to come to cold grey 3 and just in the middle and cold grey V1. I'm just going to make sure that that's around and dark. And same with these sort of areas here. I'm just kind of making sure that you've got a difference in colour. Cold grey 5. Hey, you're back. And then cold grey 3. So we've just been doing the same colours, guys. I don't know if I tilt that, you can see that it all sort of comes to life a little bit. Are you all back now? Yeah, the Buffy comes and the Buffy goes. There's not a lot we can do. Right, I'm just going to put this in white. And I'm going to kind of put this sort of around there. Just give it a little bit of something. Right, so we need a different green that's a bit brighter to what we're usually using. So I'm going to head onto this leaf here and I'm going to grab permanent green. And I'm just going to put that more or less over most of it, very lightly, because that's the colour that we've gone for in the watercolour. And you know, we used the burnt sienna in the toad. I'm just going to very, very, very lightly put that into the leaf like vein and the stem, so that it kind of looks like it's starting to go like an autumnal colour, but not so visible that it looks like it's really bad. So just when it starts to turn and you can put in a touch of it, like we did with the watercolour, you can kind of add that in. Night night, Melody. Speak to you later. And then permanent green. So it just gives it a bit of life. And then if you really wanted to, you can grab your deep cobalt green and you can just make sure that you've added a different tone to it on the edges. Now leaves, I know quite a lot of you are haunted by them by now. Becky didn't help towards that with a magical jungle. It's amazing, everyone, by the way. I did have a little giggle at you all though, doing so many leaves. And then with my phthalo blue, you know, he's got this sort of strap on his head. I'm going to do it in that because it goes with his attire. So I'm just going to put that in. Hey, Stephanie. Becky's channel's got it. She's put it up. Becky's Colour Escape has put up the finished, completed video. Yours is in there, Honor, of the magical jungle. Yeah, it's up. So head on over. Okay, so I'm going to get brown ochre. We're going to do a nice bright blue background like a sky. Okay, and then we're going to get burnt umber, and we're just going to make a little bit of like wood. We've got to do his little hand in a minute, but yeah, we'll do that after. And then on this, just go straight over with this burnt umber. Let's just put all the details in. At the very end, we'll add the big details, but yeah, we'll do that first. Okay, and then we're going to get a little bit of grey and ivory. Hello, everyone coming in. It was a wonderful video. I completely agree. Completely agree. So I'm going to get a bit of my cold grey free, not much, just very lightly, because we're going to try and keep this as much as possible near to the stones. And then on the very edge, we're going to get the cold grey 5. Am I working too quick today? I'm just trying to show you what can be achieved more. This isn't so much of a colour along. And then ivory over the entire thing. It was more to show you that, you know, with a watercolour base, how much quicker it is. Take care, Sky. Thanks for joining. Have a good day at work. I promise you I've not taken anything where I feel like I'm on like speed zone at the minute. So we've got to do all these, and we're going to use some yellows. And now the yellows in the polychromos that I like is the dark Naples ochre, coupled with the brown ochre, which I did have here, and I quite like a touch of the It's Sanguine in these. I think they look really, really nice. Hold on, guys. Andrew! Sorry, everyone. I'm just going to ask him if he can make a cup of tea because my mouth. Chip, it's just me. Please, thank you. Love you. My mouth is like running at 100 miles an hour today. I need it. Okay. So what we're going to do with those 3 colours is I'm going to add a touch of the Sanguine. So I'll show you on a couple. So we'll do a couple first. Yeah, I'm just going to put that in. Has anyone got the link for it? So you can see it's over on Becky's channel, Becky's Colour Escape. Colour spelt without the U. And she's put up the finished, entire, completed video of the community jungle, Becky's community jungle, that's what I was looking for. And she did it for the entire length of April, where everybody submitted their pictures. It's really great. Everyone participated and enjoyed that, and it's a good thing, you know. That's what I like about the community. Needs to have that kind of thing where you all pull together, and it's what's about the fun, and you know, when we like to sit and watch a project, and it's the getting stuck into everything, and it just seems like everybody did, and it's an amazing thing. Yeah, if Becky is here, if she's not, then I did comment to say it's an amazing thing. Hey, anyone that's come in. Okay, so I'm going to now get my dark Naples ochre, and where we've put that sanguine, we're just going to add this over. Any darker parts is going to be with the brown ochre, but we've got the majority of it now. Brown ochre can also be put in, and any darker bits you can always add some umber. So just mix your colours like you did with your watercolours back to dark Naples ochre. We've got to do his little hand and his tail. We'll do that in a minute. And then back to sanguine and just mix between the three. Yeah, it was really, really good. Thank you. And Pickle, you did quite a few in there, and I know Beth did. Beth Wood, and I know Sky, you did one in there, didn't you? And Robin, if she's still here. Robin, you did a couple. So happy to see them. Katrina, did you do one? I'm sure you did. I know you ladies did such a great job. And Caroline, and there were so many people. I know Pickle did rainbow leaves. Pickle does not do green. She does rainbow in her Pickle style. It's Pickle's birthday coming up soon, everybody. So we have to remember that. It's next week, isn't it? Okay, so if we're going to get some burnt umber, that's just literally to darken up a little bit and shade and shadow. So not too much, because our watercolour, you can see our watercolour's done the majority. So just like where that might rest, we can shade over a little bit. Same with there. Anywhere that's got one lapping is where you can go with that. I'm going to buy a little birthday book and write all your birthdays in. I've put it in my basket. Birthday book, address book for the channel for when I send out stuff and I need to remember anyone's, you know, I keep them confidential. I just want them all together in a address book. So I'm going to buy a little birthday book, a little address book, and I'm going to put everybody's stuff in so I remember, so I know who to send a card out, etc. Oh, that's okay. I'm glad it's coming out okay. No, I have to tell everyone. Yours is the 16th, Joanne. Let me write these things down, because I'll forget everything if I don't write it. I have to give a shout out. I'll have it in front of me on the table that way. So we've got Pickles and Joanne. Yeah, I knew it was the next week. So the 16th is Joanne Crampton. Joanne Crampton. Ah, okay, Anna. And for you, because you've got Channel Suite. You're doing live streams now. Pickle. It's funny, I never call you Jodie now. 17th. I knew it was the 17th. So yours is both coming up next week. Anyone got birthdays next week? Isabel's the 17th. I did not know that. Okay, 17th. So you both share the same birthday. Anyone else next week? So I can give you a big shout out next week. And then Melodies is coming up at the beginning of next month, the 3rd of June. We've got quite a few people. Melody is June 3rd. So yeah, we've got quite a few. Okay, so back to these things here. So I am going to put some, before I put any of the yellow, I'm just going to put some burnt umber a second, because there's quite a few places that it goes sort of over here. So we're going to use that. And I'm going to do a completed pages video of what I've done recently. Now, some of them are missing, so I'm going to have to just insert a picture because I've sent them out. They've been gifted. So I can only send what I've got, and that's why I haven't done one for a long time, because I was gifting out them. And I need to do a completed pages video. I realised I've not done one of those in such a long time. But it's because I do quite a lot on the channel, and you would have seen a lot of them because we've done them here. So yeah, we're going to do one of those as well. Okay. I'm 31. Well, no, oh my God, I'm 32. Why am I saying 31? I was 32 on this on the 22nd of April. Oh my gosh, I'm still a year behind. That's fine. I'm 21 really. Oh gosh, I'm saying I'm still. The colour alongs happily ever are. I know, I'm 32. Hi Michelle. If you go on Instagram and you go to Passionista Colorista, she has a whole entire list. Passionista Colorista. Oh, Michelle, really? That's okay. There's me putting my. I know. Thank you. My balloon says happy 32nd birthday, and I'm saying I'm 31. You want to see my balloon? And I'm saying, oh yeah, I'm 31. Yeah, I just turned 32. Just. So Andrew bought me this big balloon. That's how big it is in my living room. And on it, look, happy 32nd birthday, Sam. It says that on it, and there's me saying I'm 31. Yeah, I'm a year behind, it's fine. I don't mind. And then on the other side, he got I love you, but sorry about the glare. But it's humongous. Look how big it is. It's still there, still inflated. Okay, let me get back to this. Okay, sanguine. That's all right. We can be a year behind. All right, that's allowed. I'm allowed. Oh, really? That's good. That's really good that it's still going up and strong. But it was your birthday as well, so it can be both. Lou got me a balloon when I went up to her house, and I couldn't carry that on the train because I had a mountain of a case to bring back home. And it was her birthday as well, so we had like this joint birthday thing. And I had to leave the balloon behind, which I love balloons. I hate leaving balloons behind. Balloons are my thing. Like every year, Andrew has to get a balloon. And I do one for him as well. Okay, I'm going to get a brown ochre. Yeah, I just really like them. And there's a party warehouse by us. And it does these personalised balloons that you can go and get done on the day. And you can also have photo balloons. And you can do anything these days, can't you? And he always gets me one. And I'm like, I have to have a balloon now. It's like become a tradition. Everyone has their little traditions, and mine is always a balloon. And he chose well this year because he got the rose gold balloon, and I love rose gold. Oh my gosh. And yeah, that's what happened. Oh. I know. You lovelies are so funny. I love the 30s, although my body doesn't. Okay, dark Naples ochre. I don't know if anyone else had this change, and you'll laugh at me and you'll go, dear Lord, Sam, shut up. But when I sort of hit my 30s, my like 30, 31, it's like finally in my head, things had shifted, and I'd gone from wanting to still live and now it's like, I want a family. You know, we got a house and stuff early in life. So now it's like we've had our years of having our fun. The body's not letting me do that anymore as much. I still have fun, don't get me wrong. I'm very happy-go-lucky anyway. But there was a shift in me, and it's like now I want to settle down. Now I want to have a baby. Now it's like I hit my adult years when I hit 30. It was weird. It was like a big shift in hormones. Hi, Natalia. Everything fell apart. Okay, so we've got to do all the bottom, and we've got to do that little hay thing up here, and we've got to put some details, and we've got to do these bits here. We've got to do everything there, and we've got to do the background, but we're halfway there. We're halfway there. Okay. When you hit 40, starts going backwards. Yes, I really want one, Sky. That's the next thing in mine and Andrew's lives. Not yet, though. I'll let you all know. I've got so many fears of carrying, though. But yes, you will all come on my journey with me. You'll all be like the extended aunts and uncles. It will be the most loved baby, I'm telling you. Right. Let's go for these bits down here. Yeah, that's going to have like a million aunts. You watch. Okay, I think I'm going to go for permanent green olive. And then chromium green opaque. Okay, so we need a nice bright one, don't we? Like a light green. We'll go for light green and for some green olive. And we need something like a yellowy. What one do I want? Let me just look at my colours, guys. I know, same here. Okay, let me go for light green first. Let's get some of that down. Let me just see. And then this is permanent green olive. Let's just put those two and see what they look like together. I'm kind of just going with the flow. Light green. Permanent green olive. Let's just mix between the two. Let's come up here. We will get there, Honor. We will get there. You watch. It'd be quite funny if we were both expecting at the same time, because then we could go through the journey together. I don't think I'd want to go back though. My body would want to go back, but I'm loving 30s. I don't think I'd want to go backwards. I don't know about you guys, but I'm quite happy being my age, and every year grows and more happens. And I say to Andrew, it's another year of us. That's what I always say to him. It's another year of us, Andrew. So I can only be fortunate for that. Okay. And then permanent green olive. It's another year that we've been together. I found my soulmate in him. I'm so happy with him. Okay, light green. There we go. So that's come out all right at the bottom, isn't it? That's okay, Louise. Sausage casserole. You missed them. They're still in your mind. You can't, no one can take them away from you. Hi, Cynthia. Welcome over. Okay, so permanent green olive and light green. When you see me turn between the two, it's just those two colours. We might add something different. We've got the straw to do here, but we're just going between these at the minute. So we're just putting in some of that colour. And then we can add light green. I can't wait to like put the whole thing together and do the sky with it, and it will just all come together then, won't it? Okay, so yeah, Geos. No, I'm not, Shara. Not yet. Hopefully I'll have that news one day, but not yet. You don't know about it. No. Okay, burnt sienna. Okay, so all these little bits here, we're going to go with the flow. So the flow is sort of this direction. And we're going to go with that. So I'm not going on all of it because we've got other bits to fill in with like a yellow. So kind of pick out on the underneaths of where the grass bits are. So just follow that, and we're going to just add like a depth in. But don't you look back on things and think like, you know, we all say, oh, got regrets, but really they're like lessons learned. Do you know what I mean? So when people say, oh, I hated my, I don't know, my 20s, or I hated this because I made some mistake, you kind of, they happened, you grew from them, learnt from them, they happen for a reason. Are you a believer in that? Do you think things happen for a reason, or do you think, oh no, Lord, no, I'd just get rid of them? Okay, so I'm still on burnt sienna. So I'm not doing the whole thing in it because we've got to get some yellow in on this mix. So we're just going underneath. There we go. Underneath of all these bits here. Okay. Then we'll grab our, I think so. So dark Naples ochre. And that's going to go on all these bits here. So blend it into the burnt sienna. So it just kind of goes with it so that it's like a hay. And rather than it kind of all being one solid colour. And then we can get the black. The black's always going to be our shadowing tool. And that will also change how things sort of look, especially down here, because I've got to do this frog's leg. I've got to finish off that frog's leg. It kind of comes all together. Yeah, I think everyone's got that one, don't we? But it's so nice. I mean, because these are sort of topics of conversation. You know, we all come together how many times a week? Some people together daily in the community, like on streams, because there's so many streams now. So we go from, you know, sometimes we spend what, 3-4 hours a day talking to everyone here. And it's good to kind of have a topic of conversation where it all sort of, you can relate, or you can kind of like, not compare, but you can kind of relate to each other. And they're really nice things to talk about. Okay, so I'm going to get my black, and I'm just going to make sure that the underneath of this is really sort of shaded enough to make it stand out as a shadow. So it's already got it, but I'm kind of just recreating it because it has dulled down ever so slightly. So you can kind of see where that goes. And in between those little toes, well, they're very long toes, but in between the toes, it's got it. Just make sure it's nice and deep and dark. So we've got to come up. Oh, no, you don't. You don't stop learning. I completely agree. All right, I'm going to grab my pine green, wherever it might be. There it is, pine green. And I'm just going to reintroduce that in here. And we've all got, I think we've all got that one decision. Like, I've always worked in care, and I've always looked after people because it's ingrained in me that that's what I wanted to do. However, if I could go back in time, I probably wouldn't have done the job at the elderly home because it's messed my back up. But we can't change that. But then if I hadn't messed my back up, I wouldn't be here with you guys, and I wouldn't have discovered a hobby that I love and things, I don't know. one thing leads to another. Okay, so I'm going with my pine green because I didn't put enough in. I just need to sharpen up. Sorry. Ew. Hi, Tony. I just need to sharpen up my black. Okay, this little fella here needs some black underneath here as well. So just lightly when you're applying any fine detail, just think where shading is. So I've got to do this basket, which, to be honest, it doesn't need much on this silly little strand. Take care, Jude. What watercolour did I use? I used the Jane Davenport sets, and we're going to come back to them for the background. We've got to do the background last. Okay, so I'm just going to get my dark Naples ochre. It just started our background off, Tammy, and started our base off, and it got our colours down, which I really, really like. I'm going to go here a second for my light phthalo blue. I just need to make sure that's nice and deep. And then back to my dark Naples ochre. And we also need to send lots and lots of prayers out to our Jen, Reading with Pugs, who has lost her other baby pug. Her third one in 2 months. It's a hard hit. So lots and lots of love and prayers to Jen for losing Jack Sparrow. Lizette. Shake it. Okay, I'm going to come to my burnt carmine at the top of that, and then come down to my cinnamon and give this little towel some injection of pink. Hey, Joey. So you won't be listening to Taylor Swift Shake It Off anytime soon, Lizette? No? Okay, so we've got to do this little basket. And all I'm going to do with the basket, because it's already got like a shade on it, is go with my black and just kind of blend out a bit and give it a bit of detail, just so that it's got something. Yeah, it's so sad. It was. I read that and I was just like, no. Okay, black. I was gutted for her. But she, you know, we miss her in the community, but she needs some time. She needs some time. And, you know, it's a lot to take in. Okay, brown ochre. I don't know how she's processing it all. I couldn't. I'd be devastated beyond belief. I'm going to grab some sanguine. I'm just going to add a touch of that into these little particles. Okay, and then I just need to look at what I'm doing for a minute, because I've pretty much done it all while in the background. We've got quite a lot done on this. Hey, Cat and Pace, so good to see you. All right, Mum, love you. Speak soon. Hold on. Let me zoom out a minute. So we've done the majority. We've just got to do the nice bright blue background. I know. I know. Shara, you suffered a massive stroke when you was only 44. The mental anguish was challenging than the physical, but you feel very fortunate to be here. Shara, and that's what to hold on to. That is, yeah, quite a lot you've gone through. Just hold on to that good feeling. Not, you know, no matter what happens. Oh, I haven't got news, Kenny. We were saying that maybe when a baby comes along, I said he'll have or she'll have many aunties. I wish. I haven't got any news. You'll know about it, Kenny. I think you'll hear about it before because it will be all over my personal Facebook and you're on there. But I don't post on my personal Facebook often. Right. Let's get some blues. Some nice bright blues. So these are, as I said, the Jane Davenport set. And in the brights, yeah, we got a nice bright blue here. And we can do a little bit of a mixture. So let's have this section. All right, let's get that out. Right, so you need your paper tissue. Where's my spot? There. Oh my God, Lou, you're terrible. You spot things a mile away. I'm going to tell Kev to give you a blindfold for the next string. Yeah, they do. Okay, so we get some. Oh no, that's still got. Hold on. Make sure your brush is clean, guys. Don't do what I just did. Oh, I can. There's loads that I can't. You're so sweet, Christine. Right, I need Lizette's hack. Hold on. Lizette gave me a good hack. There we go, Lou. All right, let's get some light blue in on this. So this is a really nice bright. Put that down so you can see nice and bright. We might need to fade this out. So we're going to do 2 lots. We've got quite a large area to cover. So don't forget as well, we don't have to do the whole thing in watercolor. We can add some pencil into it. Right, let's add 2 lots. Into one, I'm going to add a little bit of a darker blue from another palette. Yeah, Lizette, I will never forget that now, thanks to you. Never. So we've got 2 blues there, and they're quite nice actually. I quite like those. Right. Let's make sure that you've got your mini mister. So let's add some more water to it, and let's get started. This is just a big bright pop of colour. Can you get the water pens anywhere besides online or a craft store? There would be the only 2 places that I would look. But I'm not sure. Some department stores do like arts and crafts sections, but I'm not quite sure on that one, Tammy. I just get everything online because it's just easy. It's there. It's accessible. All right. Are we with me still? Are we here? So I think I'm going to go for my dark first and fade down into a lighter. We might need to darken it up a bit more, to be honest. Right, we'll start off light because we can always add. Let's go for, hold on. It needs to be darker actually. So wipe off. We're going to do dark into that corner. Go to a bright blue. It needs to be like a pop of colour, doesn't it? I'm not going to do this like washed out. I don't want it washed out. It needs to be bright. So let's go bright. It needs to be, hold on. Yeah, that's better. A bit wet. Not soaking, but so that you can move the colour down. But the good thing is remember with watercolour you can always add. So we can get a base down first and go with it. If there's ever too much, just dab and come back. It's actually quite therapeutic to kind of go with the flow with watercolor. So if you want anything too solid, you can just go straight. If you want to wash it out, you add more water and vice versa. You can just keep playing around with it. But it's gonna, hey, we were talking about you. We were saying about your community project and how great the video turned out and everybody's efforts, Becky. And how that is like the heart of what this is all about, the hobby. And it was just refreshing to watch this morning. And don't forget, everyone, Honor, who's new streamer, she's got a schedule now, comes on. I say schedule, you know what I mean. She's got a day where she comes on, and that is now a Friday at 6 p.m. is it UK time. So go and subscribe, click her bell, and you'll get a notification to when Honor Your Crafts goes live. She's in chat, so just click on her. Becky, she is also live streams, so there's lots of live streams to get stuck into. So I can smooth this out at some point, this background, but for now let's get the colour down on the paper. Yeah, Becky's doing another one at the moment. Becky's Buddy Colour. But you're going to do another book at some point, Becky. Because that was it's pretty fun to watch everyone's progress. And everyone seemed like they were having a lot of fun with it. I'm going to smooth this out with pencils, guys. But let's just get the page with colour to start with. It just speeds this up like just nobody's business. It's nice. Ooh. Wow. That's a lot of people involved. We watched the wheel. Even Andrew, you enjoyed the wheel, didn't you?
Oh yeah.
Yeah, we were sitting watching the wheel.
Unique.
It was unique. It was good because it was something that I've not seen before. And me and Andrew were saying how much fun. And Becky, I've got to give it to you. The flow. I'm not just saying this. The flow. You seem quite confident, and that shows not in a bad way, in a good way, a very good way. It flows, and it's so fun to watch. It's refreshing. We were watching the wheel of everyone's names, and even Andrew sat there watching it, and we were like, we loved the applause as well when everyone got chose. We were like, oh my gosh, this is so much fun. And Andrew, you know, he supports my hobby 100%. He doesn't watch many streams. He's pops into mine when he's at work, but he sat there with me watching it, and yeah, he really enjoyed it. Yeah, your wheel, I loved it. The wheel was so much fun, Lou. It was so much fun. So if you haven't checked it out, go and check that video out. Becky, share it. So go share away with it. It was so much fun. And yeah, very enjoyable, I must say. So yay for you. That was fun. Okay, so all I am doing on this is just putting the colour down, yeah, and then we're going to get pencils, I think, on this after. But it's nice to put something on a paper. Ah, lovely. Hello. Oh, Joanne, you'll enjoy him. But I like to see people happy. So when you go and get yourself something and you're like, Sammy, I bought, oh, no, I've missed a bit. I bought these because of you. I'm like, enjoy. I missed a tiny bit. Sorry, everyone. Because I'm just chattering away then. Yeah, it was so much fun. So share your colour alongs as well, everybody, if there's, because people here do ask, and That's kind of bunched up, so I'm going to have to smooth that out. Tammy, the wheel. The wheel was, Becky was choosing body colours, and the wheel was choosing the names, and it was like a Wheel of Fortune wheel. And it was just fun, Tammy, honestly. It was an enjoyable thing to watch, so you'll enjoy it. It was fun. Okay, let's graduate this down a little bit. So all I'm doing is putting colour down. We're doing 2 blues, 1 dark, 1 bright. And then as we come down, I'm going to put some pencil here as well. Let's put some, there we go. Just so that it graduates a bit better with pencil, because you know me, I'm always going to revert back to pencil somehow. Although when I do markers at the minute, I'm only using minimal, so it's just learning. But to be fair, with the watercolor base, it gets a picture done. We've done a picture on stream, which is just rare. Me doing one, I usually do everything over 2 or 3 or 4, depending on what we're doing. We've still got to do the watercolor base background in Momo, but we're going to take our time with that. This is just a base, so we're just getting as much done as we can. There we go. I'm not in chat for a second. I'm just trying to see how much of this I can do. Now, what I will say is that with this blue, it's kind of peeled a little bit, so we will tidy that up with pencil. But not to worry, it's not damaged. It's just slight. So we will get this done with a bit of pencil in a minute. Hold on. Just trying to get it all done. Pencils will be my best friend in a minute. And we can graduate out with some white as well. But it needed to be bright to me. It needed to be like a, you know, when you look for a children's story book, that's what I was trying to think about. Hold on, everyone. So you know when you think of a children's story book and you look through the pages and they're just bright and they're quite a big pop of colour as you're going through, aren't they? So we need to do all the final details, but we've got to do this first, the background. But look, that's peeled a little bit, so we'll have to sort that out. We'll smooth it out. That was my intention with this. It's just that it needs to be a pop of colour, like a storybook for a kid. So make sure your page is entirely dry. Otherwise, we're going to have a disaster. This is just a heat gun from Ranger. And don't leave it in one area because it will burn the page. So we've got to have something quite on the move. Okay, so we need bright now. So we're going to get middle phthalo blue. We're going to get a light phthalo blue, sky blue. I think I might put a bigger border on this as well. We are going to get indigo. Where's my indigo gone? It's gone walkabout. No, I don't want Prussian. Where's my indigo? Indigo. Okay, so we've got a few blues that we're going to do this with. Okay, so we need it nice and bright. Now all I'm going to do, this is my indigo. Just going to go around. We're going to smooth this little rascal up because I want this nice and bright, and we need to put some more fur. Had a hiccup in my throat then. Sorry. I'm just going to take that off a minute because it's in my hand. Right, so just in the corner, I'm just going to very quickly add a touch of that in. Same with like these parts. So let's just make sure we got this going. Right, I'm going to get my light phthalo blue, and now we're going to start to smooth out, because this kind of matches now the colour of the sky. So it is a match. So very lightly, just smooth it. So we're going to do it nice and bright. Hey, two sisters. Okay, peeling. So if you do too much water on a page, let me show you. I'll zoom in and I'll bring the page up. So if you've got too much water and you overdo the, I don't know if you can see that there. Can you see that? What will happen is you do too much of the scrambling with your brush and the paper starts to lift and peel. Now, if you stop and just immediately don't do any more on that, you can always smooth it out because it'll have a slight texture. Now, it won't show on this paper on the back because look, it's so thick and you've only got a slight buckle. Now, not all papers you can put watercolour in at all. So this is just kind of, it started to, and it bobbles. If you kept going, I'll show you on a bit of paper. So say you kept going with that watercolour. Let's get some green. Say I kept going and it's so wet and I kept going and I've added more water and I kept going and I'm scrambling more on a page. I'm just going to give you an example. Can you see what happens? That paper has peeled. Let me show you. Right, there we go. And it's, when it peels, it comes off in clumps. And it's ruined the paper because all the paper's now peeling apart. See? So if you touch that, look, it's coming off on my hand. It's going to peel. So it's peeling. And if you stop, once you start to realise that it's starting to bobble, stop in that area and dry it, because you can always save it. If you continue to, go on in that area over and over and over and over, you're just going to ruin the paper and it's going to have a hole. But dry your page off, grab your hairdryer, dry it off and save the day. If you don't, it's going to have a huge hole. And that's all that will happen. Hey May, happy Saturday. So that's what will happen. It will just peel off and you'll have a huge peely mess and your paper would have thinned out and it's gone through. Yeah, but this is super thin. Whereas if it starts to do that on your page, stop. And yeah, we'll go. You can stop it immediately as long as you recognise it. So it starts to peel, stop. Okay, I was at light phthalo blue, wasn't I? So just go over all of the areas and match the blues up just to kind of fade it down. Now, if you go lightly over that, you won't destroy it. If you were to go heavy-handed, you're going to go through the paper. It's just going to happen. You can save the day with it as long as you recognise it straight away. If you don't recognise it straight away, it can go so bad. Yeah. Okay, then I'm going to go over to my sky blue and I'm going to fade that down even more. And lightly apply, not too much. And then I'm just going to grab my ivory, which needs a bit of a sharpen. And I'm just going to fade that as well and grab that just a touch, just on the lightest bit. So again, in the corner, like I've done in that corner, indigo. And it just deepens it up a bit because you can always colour match and fade, but lightly does it. Just lightly apply. I've got an Amazon package there. I shall look after. Okay, light phthalo blue. And just blend that down. So again, your watercolour's done the majority, so you don't have to worry too much. and it just gives it a pop. Oh, so we're getting there. Sorry guys, I had like a frog in my throat, excuse the pun. Okay, we're nearly there. So can you see the difference of a pop of colour? It's like a children's storybook, this one. I love it. It's like a children's storybook. So again, you go from light to dark. So I'm going to grab my indigo, just like on the underneath of his little weapon, his sword, just to kind of slightly fade that out. And then you go to your light, which is light phthalo blue, and blend that out. So we're just going to continue that to make sure that this is all really nicely blended down. So colour match and fade. As you come down, release the pressure of your pencil. So down, release, 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 release. So that's all we're doing. Thank you. Anyone that I have missed and I've not said hello to, happy Saturday. And to those of you that are going very shortly in the US and your mummies, you don't have to be a mummy to a human, a mini human, or grown humans now. You could be a fur baby mum. Have a happy Mother's Day, as I'm sure you will. Even if it's at home doing nothing but colouring for a day, you know, that's pretty good, isn't it? I'd say so. Okay. I was saying to Honor earlier, you know, my perfect day would be able to sit all day colouring, and I can't because my back just doesn't let me. I'll save myself for you guys. But then now that's my sitting power done for the day. I won't be able to do anything tonight in my own time. Okay, so I'm just on my light phthalo blue, and I'm just making sure that it's all sort of added in. There we go. So nice and blended out. No, I haven't, May. I haven't. Oh, Shara, honestly, I really, really wish. I did watercolour, May. Thank you. Most of it was done in watercolour. We've just added a pop of detail. I haven't done any detail down here much. I'm just making sure that I've got some watercolour down on a page, May. It sped the whole process up because look, we've got a whole page done. She fancied watercolouring today. You know, you get those urges. I had the urge. I had the urge. All right, let's make sure all these bits are done. And you've got to roll with the edge, right, guys? Roll with it. There we go. So, hey, Chloe. Oh, Helly, that's fine. You sleep. Asleep. Yeah, we're almost done. I thought we'd just try and do one where we do it in a whole stream, and you know, something different for me, because I don't colour animals, do I, really? I colour people all the time. So it's just like, let's have something different. I think I need to add a touch more depth on this. So I'm going to grab my black. So these are where I can look at like finishing touches and stuff. And just make sure that the underneaths are kind of shadowed a bit. Right, now, where's my white? Let's make sure. Let's put a little touch on him. I need to make sure that this is kind of done. What I might do, so let me get my black a minute. So you know you have sort of like a shadow here, slightly sort of resting. Did you have a good night, Helly? It sounds like you did. Did you have a couple of drinks? Thank you, Tony. I know. I know. I said that myself. I was like, I'm going to colour something different, I promise you. And I thought, you know what? Today's the day. Today is the day. I needed to. It's actually been refreshing. I'm just getting a jelly roll a second. I don't think you can have a tiny little dot on his eye. But it's just, I just really felt to do something slightly different, May. Right, just want to grab my burnt carmine on his little hand. There we go. And I kind of want to do a border on him, but for now, I'm going to say that he is pretty much done. I'm just double checking and double looking, and kind of want to add a little bit of the brown in here. So I'm going to go brown ochre and just add a touch into my grass here, because it starts to turn, doesn't it, when it goes to hay. So it kind of goes like a brown. Let's add a little bit into it, because once it starts to turn, it rolls to hay, and then it goes into haystacks or bales, and then, you know, then we've got hay for our pets at home. Yeah, I quite enjoyed them. I'm going to have a quick look what that Amazon package is. Maybe more. I don't know. I'm not telling. All right, bear with me. Let me just see what's in that package. And we are done with him. Oh, we are done with him. I'm quite enjoyed him. It's true, Shara. Okay, let's have a quick look. Oh, what's this? Ah, is Christina still here? Is Christina here? Rebel Road Christina. Take care, Samantha. Thanks for joining. I don't know whether... It's all right, Helly. We won't tell everyone that you had a little bit of a drink last night, or 5. Ah, is Christina here? I don't know if she's still here. If she's here, I don't know whether she wants me to show this. Bless Christina. Christina sent some happy mail. I've not seen what it is yet, but I know her little notes there, and I didn't know whether or not she wants me to show or not, or I don't know whether to ask before I show anything. Do you think she'll mind? Because I've got a little thing from her, and I don't know whether she'd be okay with me showing it. She was here earlier. I had a little... Hi, Connie. I got a little note from her just saying thanks for all you do. You never truly know how much you and your channel mean to me. Oh, Christina. I don't know whether to open or not. I've got 2 happy mails. I hope she doesn't mind. Bless her. Well, this was, I think, for me because I'm in my spare time, I'm starting to learn how to do, oh my gosh, calligraphy. And I put a note on these that I'm going to buy these myself, because I don't expect anybody to buy. And if it's something that I'm not doing on the channel, I put a little note on there to say for myself to buy, so nobody else does. And these books are incredible because they really do sort of help. And it shows you how to, oh look, Andrew, It shows you how to join things up and how to go about modern calligraphy. So I've got a couple of books now to get stuck into, and how to sort of go about the handwritten, the calligraphy, the notes of it. They've got some practice pages, but I've got some books for that. It gives you the sort of basics on how you do things, and I love it. It's lovely. It's so relaxing. And yeah, it gives you all these ideas on, make sure I'm in the screen, gives you all these ideas as well on how to use them in projects, and lowercase alphabets and uppercase alphabets. So it shows you here, and you have a good little practice at the side. So it's so beautiful. I mean, I just bought myself one of those Tombow Fuso Duke pens. Let me show you. I just bought one of those the other day, and they sort of give you, hold on, they go from thin to thick, so it's really not easy to learn. So like, it's one of these, and they don't look like anything, and yet they go from like doing thin lines, and then you can go thicker. It's so much you can do with them. And you know, it goes from very thin to thick to thin. You know, it goes thick and thin all the they're really good. So you can just really practice with them, and you can go from thin lines, thick lines, thin to thick. There's so many you can do with them. It's not easy. I'm just sitting there, and you should see the state of my pages to start with. So these pens, they're called Tombow Fuso Duke for you. Don't ask. But if you just put in calligraphy pens, you'll see. And they're not like a proper brush. They're like a nib. So they go from the thinnest to the thickest. To pressure is everything on them. So you can see. Ah, thank you, Robin. And hi, Robin. Take care, Mousy Deb. So it's lovely. And, you know, they're so hard. I'm learning, so I'm not even going to show you. But once I get the hang of it, you can do all these, like, you know, big things. But, yeah, it takes time. It takes time. So bless her heart. Come in this little bag as well. Yeah, that's it. Okay. So, yeah, bless her. If she wanders in, bless her heart. And there's another one. Yeah, it is hard. It is hard. The Faber-Castell ones, the Pitt pen, there's got a calligraphy set. And there's one called Nib and Ink. And it's all to do... So another, bless her heart. So along with that comes... Can you see that? Oh, bless her. These were things that I put as a specific note, like I'll buy myself, and bless her. Ow. I have to open it. Hold on. I need to make sure that I can get my fingernail in there. Let's see this beauty. Hold on. Hey, Melody, you're still there. Hold on. I need to get a knife. Bear with me. Oh, it's like a calligrapher. Ah. Oh, yeah, she's so sweet. And she's put, not much, but wanted you to know your both generous heart and beautiful colouring inspire me daily. You've taught me so much and think of you, especially when I colour in Serene. Oh, bless her gorgeous heart. I'll message her after. Oh. Let me see. That is so sweet. I have to get my finger in here. Bear with me. Oh, look, it comes in a presentation box as well. You're still with me? Are you all still as excited as I am to unbox this? And then it comes like this. And then, look, oh my goodness. Look, it's beautiful. It comes with all the nibs. You see that? And it comes with the dip pens. Oh my God, and the inks. Oh my God. Oh my goodness. Look at that. Oh my, I'm going to be sitting here brush lettering to my heart's content, because there's like a nib thing that you'd, oh, it's incredible. Oh, it's like gold. You don't want to touch them. It reminds me of the Rubens when you open them and you get these inks with them. Oh my gosh. Oh, and you get these little inks, these pots of inks. So you got a green, you got a gold, and you've got this purple and a black. They're incredible. And then you get the entire, like, how to do thin to thick, and you change them on the ends of these, on the ends of the pens, because they come off and you change them. Isn't it beautiful? It's, oh my goodness, I am so overwhelmed. These are stunning. Because let me show you guys what I've got. Another book. This is, I do buy stuff all the time. 1 second, I'll show you the other one that shows you how to do with the pen. Okay, so if you want a really good book that tells you as well on how to do calligraphy with inks, it's this. So this is called Nib and Ink. If you're into it, if you want to try this all out, Nib and Ink will tell you from the beginning what the essential tools are. So you've got the Nico G, the Gillette 303, the Browse 361, and the Hunt 56. And it will talk you through the nibs and what nibs do what. So you've got the ones that you don't have to put much effort in, ones that do hairline cracks, ones that when you press down do a different take on it, and then it obviously tells you the pen holders and which ones to use and which ones you can get. Inks, papers, layouts, extras, and then it goes from what it does. So each nib has a tip, a split, a tine, a vent, a body, and a base. And the name of that set is called a Dave Liu Calligraphy. Let me put it in the can you see that? A Dave Liu. Christina's such a sweetheart, bless her. So if you get the Nib and Ink, I highly recommend this one because it will talk you through everything, and then how to hold the pen, how to dip it, how far you dip it, which angle you go at. Oh, Hillary, you want my cupboard tour? I have now redirected to another cupboard. And then it will show you how to mark make, and then you go from the bog standard. That's what I said to you about. It looks ridiculous, but you are literally starting this whole journey out with this. This is what you're starting it with. Thin, 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 going thicker. That's how you start. You're getting used to how pressure, and then you're going to a thicker. And your first lot of lines in your book is looking like that, because it is teaching you how to go at an angle and how to go thin. And then it's telling you if you go slightly at an angle, it's going to go slightly thicker. And then if you go at a bigger angle, you're going to go even thicker. So you are starting your brush lettering or calligraphy journey with that. That is what you're starting with. And it's crazy because you look at it and you think, how am I going to get the gist of this at the front if I'm starting like that? But you've got to start at the very beginning. and then you kind of go through a journey with it. Oh, this tip is just, Tammy, it's just literally, it looks like a fine liner, but they do go down a little bit thicker, that's all. They're great. I mean, they're very inexpensive as well, and they help with brush layering. And then it will tell you how to join. And then you go from how to do the curvatures. And then you go to more of a point. And you're starting your calligraphy journey that basic. Then you go to the modern calligraphy alphabet, and you're going to start with A, obviously. Oh my gosh, Sam, get that. You're starting with the first of the alphabet, and it will tell you, get used to doing this, and same with that. And then you're going to do it without those lines, and then you start going to your grids, and then again you go to B, and you're going to keep going, and your whole page or pad is going to be like that. So this is then going to go into how to control the ink, and that is going to be totally different to a brush pen, because a brush pen is the fusible. It's not a brush pen exact. A brush pen is more like this, which isn't suitable. So the Wink of Stellas are a brush pen, aren't they? Whereas that's like more of a fine liner that does thicker lines. So you've got to get your tools right to be able to start. And they do kind of say to you, start with either Nibbin ink, which is this one, or one of these Fuse Dukes. I'm starting my journey. I'm starting my journey myself. So I'm not an expert. Do you know who would be a really good person? Dee Dee. She used to do lettering, I think, for her. I'm sure for one of her careers, and she was telling us. But bless her, thank you so much, Christina. So she got that and the modern calligraphy, and they are amazing. Oh my gosh, amazing. So I'm going to message her after. And as I said, I made sure that in my wish list there is nothing that is not related to, like, everything is colouring related. And the ones that aren't, or the ones like this for ventures in my free time, I've put a little note on them to say for myself to buy for my ventures in my own time, so that nobody feels like, well, why are they on there? Because it's my personal wish list. So I put this kind of thing in my personal bit, so that, you know, it's mine, I'm buying them. But thank you so much, Christina. Bless her heart. She's such a sweetie that she didn't have to do that. So that was today. So we did this. Oh, let's get that out of the way. We did our Mouseguard picture, which was this one, just because we wanted something different. And I really, really, really enjoyed that, actually, for something different. So it was nice and bright. It's a pop of colour. It's, I think, based on a children's book, if I'm right. So I wanted it to look like a child's sort of book that you flip through. So I thank you all so much for joining me today on your Saturday evenings or daytimes. You have an amazing Mother's Day, all of you, tomorrow. I know you will. I know you'll be spoiled. And I am going to say farewell for now till Tuesday. And is my chat stuck on you? Oh, you're there. You're all right. You're there. So thank you so much. Oh, you're so sweet. But yeah, we really enjoyed that. So if anyone, give me a little while and I will link all the products. Tilly. I will link the products in the description. Yeah, it's been a pleasure for me. Thank you so much. Helly, go take some Alka-Seltzer, which is just the headache stuff for a hangover. Oh my gosh. Thank you so much, everyone. Have an amazing weekend. I'll see some of you tomorrow. If not, lots of love. Bye.